Hey friends, welcome back to Next Dimension Story, where we're talking about the power of micro decisions, responding to stress with healthy patterns, and cognitive recalibration. So during the month of March, we're specifically focusing on how do you transition from leadership energy during the month of Jan and Feb into concrete actions that leaders can take to drive positive change within their teams and their organization. First week of March, we talked about micro decisions, consistent behavior that you may think is invisible, but it's highly visible, and teams start to replicate it. Week 2, we talked about managing stress with healthy patterns. Week 3, we talked about recalibrating your internal operating system through cognitive recalibration so that you remove negative patterns of behavior and introduce positive patterns of behavior, energy management, and communication. So during the last week, we'll talk about how leadership behavior, how you think, act, decide, and respond significantly impacts your company culture. How when leaders transform the way they think, decide, and act has a significant impact on the company culture more than any other HR initiatives. In fact, organizational norms are rarely written. It is silently replicated by the way a leader behaves, by their invisible yet visible actions, by their consistent behavior, by their consistent communication, by their consistent energy management. These are the hallmarks that define company culture more so than strategy decks or HR initiatives. So as a leader, when you recalibrate yourself so that you bring healthy protocols into your internal operating system, that gets broadcasted powerfully across the organization, powerfully and positively across the teams and the entire organization, as your teams are constantly looking at how you behave. So as a leader, if you're able to pause and reflect and say, actually, those behaviors, those patterns of decision making and communication are unhealthy, let me remove that and replace that with healthy behaviors, patterns of energy management and communication. You benefit from it, but also your teams benefit from it. They see it and they replicate it. So at the end of the day, a leader needs to be able to recalibrate themselves on a regular basis so that the way they think, decide, and act is positive. It ripples positively across the organization. Teams start replicating it and culture starts getting transformed in a positive way. That is an incredibly powerful gift a leader can give to an organization. So check out our blog this week on practical strategies on how do you broadcast the right way to think, decide, and act, the right way to broadcast your energy and your communication so that in the invisible yet consistent behavior, it drives visible patterns that teams can recognize and replicate. So check out the blog, let us know your comments, and we hope that this series of 4 blogs in March has really helped you as a leader to become more effective and impactful through micro decisions, learning the right ways to manage stress, recalibrating cognitively so that you can rewire your internal operating system, and then finally broadcast the right ways to think, decide, and act so that company culture is changed positively from the leader to the teams to the organization. All the very best.